How you doing, guys? We're here interviewing Najee. Uh, he's 21,
22.
22. He actually just turned 22, right? Just turned 22. He bought his first property at 22 years old. I mean, it's amazing. Um, Give a shout of the house. And so we want to do an interview because I think a lot of times I've been mentoring you for about a year or so now, right?
Yep.
I've been mentoring him about a year, and I met him through my realtor. My realtor and his grandmother went to college together. So she had called me. I was working on one of my properties, and she had said that she wanted me to meet Najee. So I said, okay, next time I come down, She was like, no, he wants to meet you now. So 2 hours later, Najee showed up, and that's how we met. And we've been together ever since. I actually been going with him, looking at properties before he actually purchased them. And you tell me what we have been doing together, and going on so far, and what inspired you to wanting to get into real estate.
So what inspired me was my cousin actually introduced me to a book. We went on a cruise trip. I didn't know really exactly what I wanted to do. Um, so I told her, she was asking me, what is it that you want to do with your life? Because you're getting older now, so you got to figure things out pretty quick.
Right.
So she gave me a book. She gave me, my cousin, a book. She gave my older cousin a book that how to balance money, how to save money because she sucks at saving.
Mm-hmm.
And she gave me the real estate book by Robert Kiyosaki, was about Rich Dad Poor Dad. And when I read that book, I had a feeling that it just clicked and everything just came to me naturally. When after I read it, and I was like so devoted into it and actually read the book. And then one day, it was like 230 pages, and I really wanted to know more about it. So I actually watched the Roy Rock movie, McDonald's, and that's a really good movie. I recommend you to watch that also. The McDonald's movie is pretty much a giant real estate thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's all they do. So behind the scenes, yeah, they sell patties and drinks and stuff like that. But behind the scenes, they're just a big giant real estate market. And whatever that clicked to me, I had my light bulb moment. When
Okay.
I had my light bulb moment, I took off with it.
Okay. So when you took off with it, was you ready to buy after you read the book, or how many months or years it took you at that point after you reading the book to say that I want to get into real estate, and I'm going to take off, because of course it takes money, right? I would like to tell the audience, at such a young age, how you was able to save the money to put down on your first property.
So I was 19 years old when I read that book. It took me 3 years to get here. Through all the trials and tribulations, you have to
Okay.
make sacrifices. And I made a lot of sacrifices to get here. I'm a college dropout, so that kind of hurt me because I couldn't afford to go to college. So I couldn't figure out what I really wanted to do after that. I worked a security job at the time. I worked 16 hours a day trying to save up for it, but then something happened and I lost the job and I only saved up about 10,000, and that's what I was going to use to try to find the house, but I didn't know or had any guidance or anything that can lead me to where I am today. So all the money, I end up losing it all. I had to start all over from scratch. Then my cousins said that they was moving to Kansas, so I had to figure out if I was going to move with them to Kansas or come here. There was days where I had to sleep in my car, but nobody knew about it until today.
Okay.
And after that, losing my job, I came down here because of what my cousin, she did real estate, but she did wholesale.
Okay.
That's not really what I wanted to do, but listening to her and being a family member, I tried to just follow her and listen to her. That didn't turn out well either. Um, the situation was she kicked me out of her house.
Wow. Was that a
Uh,
good thing? Or was that a bad thing? That motivated you even more so?
so that actually motivated me a lot more when she was boosting everything up, right? Making everything sound pretty good. So I get there and she made me watch her dog for 3 weeks. So I sat there for 3 weeks. I spending all this money. I got the hustle. I got a dog on me because I want to go back home to Atlanta. So I'm hustling, I'm calling her like, yo, I got this, I got that, I got the money ready. I'm spending all of this, and, my savings is trickling down and down and down, lower and lower.
Right.
Turns out it never happened. She didn't have the same hustle that I had. So she talked a good game, but the actions behind it wasn't there.
Let me ask you a question. That was, the hustle was her and you was gonna buy a property together with the wholesale.
Yep.
Okay.
But it never happened.
Okay. So moving on. And so at that point you said what?
At that point, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just try my best and do it on my own. I was down when the incident happened. I wanted to give up. I'm gonna be honest with you. Cried, honestly.
Okay.
But something told me, I don't know what it was, told me never to give up and keep pushing. So I did, even though despite the crush that I felt, I kept going. And so I called my mother and my grandmother, and my grandma heard what happened, and she introduced me to the agent, which introduced me to Kevin.
Okay. So when I was saying how we met, what was your expectations when you were saying that you're gonna meet me? What do you think you were gonna get out of that? Were you thinking like, okay, I can learn from this guy, or what? What was your thought process?
So my thought process when I got there, I really wanted to see where your head was.
Okay.
So I wanted to see, actually, for my own eyes, someone that actually is doing what I always wanted to do for the past 3 years. And once I had learned about himself, and all the things that he did, I was like, okay, yeah, this guy's legit. I need to really know it as much as possible from him, because even though we're in two different time frames, our stories kind of connect just similar together. We relate a lot, but just in two different time frames. When I actually knew his story and knew everything about him, yeah, I really wanted to know a lot more. And I wanted to show him that I'm very serious and that I'm not wasting his time. And that's why I met him that exact day, the same day that she introduced me on the phone to him.
Well, I tell you, when you said you was gonna come that day, I was really impressed. But not only that, when we kept in touch, we got each other's numbers, and you said next time you're working on something, you want to come and watch me. And what I got from that, when I was working on one of the properties in Charlotte, and you came and you were a real student. You took notes. I mean, I was just telling you, even just to take the black garbage bag and turn it up. You were making notes of that. And I paid attention to that. Everything that I was telling you, you were making notes of. And that's when I knew that you were serious, and that you were going to be successful. And I put out all my energy to make sure that I can give you as much pointers as possible. And that's why I took out the time to go with you to look at property. You would send me stuff, and to tell you the truth, I felt bad at sometimes the property that you did like, but I just knew it wasn't a good deal. So you probably was upset at that time, but you trusted me enough to make sure that I got you a good property. And like I told you, I would help you. And I want you to tell the audience that what happened, because this is a one family, and we're actually going to show some of the pictures of what we did as far as we was trying to buy a two family, which is called a duplex down here. And we looked at some of them, but it wasn't a good area. So I said to Najee, I said, what we can do is, he had something with a basement, and I said, okay, well, we can make the basement apartment for you. And that's what we did. So we will show you videos of that, of the work, the before and after. So now in this house, how much you pay for the house?
So I originally got the house for $118, and I owe $114 left.
Okay. So how much percentage you put down?
I put down a 5% down payment. So that's about $6,623 that I put down in total for the down payment to get inside.
So now, right now, actually, today is July 25th, 2020, and we just got the house rented. And we just got the house rented for $1,300 a month. So Najee, your mortgage is what?
$690.05.
All right, so let's round it to $700. So you do the number. So Najee be living here for free. So the thing is, what we did the basement over and put an apartment down there for Najee, which I did finance for him, and he'll be paying on a monthly basis to pay back the renovation cost. But Najee be living here for free because not only that they're going to be paying his mortgage, he'll be getting cash flow as well. So going forward from there, we're actually now looking to go forward with the next property once his debt is paid off, and whatever work that has to be done going forward, we would do that as well. So as far as the renovation, did you really believe that seeing the inside of the work that we did downstairs, that is possible?
Well, actually, when I first got the basement, it was clean, nothing down there but a chimney. So he came out with his ideas and his blueprints. At first, I was kind of skeptical, like, okay, I know you can do it. I know you got the work, you got the magic touch. But I really wanted to see this for myself, actually. And when they actually started doing it and started framing things out, and I got a bigger picture of it, I was like, wow, he's really doing this thing. He's really making it happen right now. And so I got excited. And as time goes on and I seen the bigger picture as they more develop with the sheetrocks and the wood and everything else was put together into play, and I got really excited after that.
Well, we're actually going to take a video and actually show you the basement apartment that we actually did for Najee. But the thing is, was doing this video, my company is Straight Talk Consulting, and I do a lot of one-on-one, and I have the group with the guys, and we talk about investing. I think the thing is, what's happening, especially in the black community, we don't see people actually doing it. You know, we just kind of like, we look at athletes and we look at stars. You don't see a regular guy like myself that's actually doing it, and it's all about giving back. You know, I always say God has blessed me to bless others, and you have to pay forward, especially when you have a young man like this that really took him under my wing and actually, you know, was as a father figure to really show him that you can do it, and we have to believe in each other. And he believed in me, and I believed in him, and that's why I did what I did. And so we hope this video will inspire other young people to look and understand the power of money. Because I think what happens is a lot of times, you know, and we actually talked about that because when I did met you, you drove up in this fancy little charger car, right? So, you know, and I asked him, I said, now, if you knew better, would you have bought that car?
No. If I knew what I knew now, then I would have never bought it. I would have kept the car that I had that was already paid off. So as a lesson going forward for every young guy out there and young woman that actually want to try this, if you have a paid off car, or, you know, mistakes is going to happen, but make sure you don't buy it. First hand, for me, yeah, car payment, nice car is cool, you want to look cool, but that will come later down the line. Once you actually get started and what you really want to do and follow your dreams, all that will come, and even better stuff will come later. So just wait. Patience is key. Don't buy the nice shoes, the clothes. You're gonna have to make sacrifices, honestly, because this game, it's not a joke. And if you're really serious about it, I say put your all into it. But don't follow the other crowd that wants to look good. But when you go to the bank, it's two different people. At the end of the day, there's going to be the ones that look good with no money in their account, and there's going to be the ones that don't, but that have a lot of money in their account. So which one do you really want to be?
Well, I'm glad you said that, because I think a lot of times we get it twisted. You know, people like to justify their negative means by saying, well, I work hard, I deserve this. And it's true, you deserve, you know, to have a nice car, a nice house, but success is built on sacrifice. And you have to understand that. And once you sacrifice, and Najee have done, you know, the results is here. You know, to be so young, to be able to have a mindset to want more than just looking the part. And I find a lot of people just want to look the part. Once you are the part and you go into the bank and they run your credit and they see your assets, what you have, it's a different type of conversation that you get. Anybody that has a job can get a car, you know, but to be able to buy a house, that's one of the biggest investments you got to make going forward. And the thing is, I always say, make your investments pay for your lifestyle, because that's what it all boils down to. It's all about a lifestyle. Whatever it is that you want, you have to let your investments pay for that. So if you want to be that person that looked the part, you're going to be on the sidelines. And another thing, since you have purchased this property, and I told you it would happen, how many friends helped you?
None. Honestly, when you do something that's good, or you have an idea, or you interested in it, your friends, they like, oh yeah, they'll be supportive. They'll talk a good game. They'll be there, or say they'll ride for you. But when it comes down to it, and you actually put the action and your foot forward, at the end of the day, will they really do that as they said? Because for me, mine didn't show up. When I really needed them and I called them, like, oh, I need your help right now. When I was doing the yard landscaping in front, no one showed up. I was out here digging by myself. I was out here working by myself with the help of Kevin. None of my friends showed up. So going forward, you have to know what type of friends that you really have, and if they really are by their word.
Well, the thing is, one of the things that I always say, haters are created because you're a reflection of what they're not. I'm going to say it again. Haters are created because you're a reflection of what they're not. And what happens is people, when you're doing things and realize that your glass is half full, most people think their glass is half empty. It's a different type of conversation. I always say everybody can't get the same conversation. I was never a sports guy growing up, and I had my first kid at 16 years old. So my outlook was a little different. I didn't go to college. I struggled through school, so I knew I had to work harder than everybody else. I always felt that my brothers were smarter than me, and maybe academically they was, but I was going to make sure I worked harder. And that's what I seen in Najee. He said he dropped out of school. In school, I'm not knocking school, but it's a catch-22 because you can go to school and get a degree, but you can have blindfolders on because you're just going to school to get the education, but all the opportunities are around you, you're not paying attention. So you go to school, but you still got to pay attention of the opportunities that are around you, because at the end of the day, you go to school to work for somebody to get a job, to be able to pay your bills. So there's so many ways you can skin a cat. So if you work hard and you have a guy that invests the last, say 8 years you in school, and he's been investing in real estate, and now you have your PhD and you're doing good, at the end of the day, you have student loans, right? And then he has investment. So you need both. You need, one of the things I always say, to be successful, you need education, common sense, and courage. I didn't have formal education as a college, but I had common sense and courage and created my education. So going forward, guys, I'm not knocking college, so I don't want any backlashes for that, because I think education is important. But there's so many different ways of education. So you have to look at both. A lot of kids are not, I've been an electrician. I just retired. Been an electrician for the last 25 years, and actually went to high school for it. So that was my way of being able to know how to fix things, save myself a whole lot of money, because I could fix things myself. So even if you do go to college, you should know how to work with your hands to be able to fix things, because I'm charging a lot of money to come to your house to fix something. So, but going forward, Najee, I'm really proud of you. Looking forward to the next investment, because that's the focus. No more cars right now, right?
No cars, no time soon.
Right. So we're gonna keep that car, take care of what you have. Okay. So that's important. So you young people out there, you can do it, and we just have to have, we have to network. You got to have a network, a group of friends, and even friends getting together, buying a property together. You can do it. Brothers and sisters, cousins have to come together. It makes no sense you renting here, this one's renting here, and nobody wants to buy together. You have to join together. As Chris Rock says, you have black people and you have the end people. So the end people, I don't care what color you are. If you're not about your business, or those type of people that just want to, look the part, you can't rock with them. They got to get a different conversation. The type of conversation that you get with them, they want to talk about sports, they want to talk about women, about BS. You're going to have your group of friends that's talking about getting this money honestly, and what kind of business. We're talking about stocks. Me and Najee, we talk about stocks. We share different stocks ideas, and we actually look at real estate. So it's about the next generation, and that's the thing that we have to stop being so selfish and share information with each other. So that's the whole thing that we're trying to do. So thank you guys. We're gonna actually do another video and we're gonna show you the basement. Thanks.